Hi and welcome to Great Expectations. On this morning's How To Show, we celebrate you, our viewers, by showcasing your incredible parenting advice and skills. We asked you to send us your best parenting tips, and well, the response was simply overwhelming. There is so much talent out there that we could fill a year's worth of shows, but we had to choose. We have parents Mark and Melissa Chase joining me in studio today. Their beautiful boy Adam is 11 weeks old, and they have a fantastic parenting tip to share with us for sleep, and we all know we need that one. We also welcome pregnancy and parenting advisor Sister Lillian, who will help explain any of the mysteries behind all the wonderful parenting advice and tips that we will address on the show today. Mark and Melissa use technology to make Adam's bedtime a breeze. I'm sure that all the moms watching are intrigued, so let's take a look at this home video of Adam's sleep time to see what all the fuss is about. Isn't that a wonderful sight? A sleeping baby. Wonderful, wonderful. It looked like magic.
And it was, and it is.
Now tell me, Melissa, how did you actually learn about white noise? What led to that, to you using this in your home?
Well, what happened was Adam has this time in the day where he's restless and doesn't feel like doing anything. So I went on this forum and I searched things that I can do to help him fall asleep, and some of the other mothers were talking about baby white noise. So I went onto YouTube and found some clips and played it. And
did it work instantly like a charm?
Yeah.
First time?
Yeah.
So Dad's boring voice was not enough to make him sleep. Hey,
well, I try my best, but he tended to want to hear either the aircon sound or the vacuum cleaner. We've heard about this before, but these days you can't, whip out that vacuum cleaner every time he needs to sleep.
Well, you'd have a very clean house and a sleeping baby. What's the problem?
Indeed, absolutely. But I think it was one of those things where, as Melissa was saying, that technology is so useful these days. Technology can be a concern depending on how one uses it. But for us to find something which not only allows us to get him to sleep quicker and to have a happy baby is the most important thing. And we don't use it all the time.
No.
I think it's one of those things, and I'm sure Sister Lillian can say that you always have a barrage of different things that you try. One might work this week, it won't work next week.
And then baby catches on to the trick.
Well,
they're very clever, they know about this. So let's ask Sister Lillian, what actually happened there? We saw Adam, it was a matter of seconds, and he fell asleep. What is this white noise and what happens here?
Three things happened. Firstly, the white noise didn't only calm Adam, it calmed the two of them as well, and that really worked a treat. Secondly, what white noise does, especially in the baby context, is reminds them of the time in the womb where there was a lot more protection and everything's just hunky-dory. And did you notice it wasn't only white noise, there was some rocking involved, a magic ingredient. Moms are always trying to flee from rocking.
Yes, because we're always advised don't rock the baby because then you'll have to do it for the rest of their lives.
But you see, the thing is they've been rocked for 9 months. As you walk, you rock. And they know that, and it's not a bad technique. And gradually they do grow out of that.
I'd also be very interested to know, because you said you had looked and you needed ways to find him, to get him to sleep, Melissa. What were the other things that you had tried?
Rocking, just plain rocking doesn't work. Swaddling didn't work all the time.
Well, that mini-me thing, that kind of
the
carry that you have.
Oh, that you walk around.
It works sometimes.
Did you not get Mark to drive around in the car around the neighborhood?
Oh, that does work a trick.
Yeah. That also works.
Sister Lillian, some other tips about white noise and what time of day? Should we use something like this every time we want to put baby off to sleep, or should we be selective?
When you're having a tough time, anything that helps a parent is fantastic. Just one word of caution, one does have to be a bit careful with technology. You were pointing out one can very easily overstep that mark to overuse, and don't hold it too close to baby, especially their head.
Especially, you were using a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
And we hear all the warnings about cell phones. I'm no expert on it, but
just be a little bit careful. That's all.
And I think it's important that you mention that because, of course, the volume wasn't very loud in the video. Of course, microphones get picked up quite quickly. So we're playing it at a very soft level to him because, again, you don't want to have any other damage associated to that. So, and I think you were mentioning about technology is that one of the big things where we found as well is that you want to have that that mix. We were mentioning before the show that we've also ripped out all our flowers in our beds to create a whole vegetable garden, because living in an urban city, you don't know whether your child wants to become a green finger later on in life. So it's to have that nice mix, especially when he gets older, that it's not all about iPads and other cell phones.
Well, it's a pity that we don't get to the white noise is like the snow we used to get on TV, am I right? And I don't see that we get that anywhere. So where would I find the white noise? I mean, Melissa said YouTube. But, you know, for mums who don't have access?
Well, you know, you can use things like a vacuum cleaner, because you don't actually have to vacuum. You can just put it on. But on the other hand, just normal household sounds, music in the background, you singing, you being visible to your child, just normal sounds. Otherwise, they feel abandoned. Shh, baby's asleep is the worst thing one can do.
So quiet is not exactly the best environment, because I noticed my little girl, who's going to be joining us later on the show as well, Caesearean, when she was a baby, the moment things went quiet is when she used to wake up. And I wondered, what on earth is going on here?
Yes, so because you were lost to her. You know, she couldn't yet put into her mind exactly what the silence was about. It just meant my mummy's nowhere close to me. And our little ones need that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wonderful piece of advice that now you don't need that peace and quiet. Can white noise help with things like colic and sort of other baby niggles?
Yes. You see, what is colic?
Well, that's a bigger question too.
Colic is crying. And why do babies cry? Well, yes, maybe they've got a bit of extraneous gas there, but really they are distressed. And in fact, in my experience, 75% of colic is emotional. And a relaxed mum especially, dads have a way, you know, of being more relaxed. It's we mums, we've got that very tight bond with them. And everything we feel, they feel. So the more relaxed the mum is, play music. It doesn't have to just be white noise, which gets a bit boring after a while.
See, so sage advice, don't fall asleep though during the white noise. Okay? That's your time to go and treat yourself to like a mani or a pedi in the house yourself. So what would be your sort of best advice to our mums out there about, you know, just you were obviously very innovative. You went out and found and sourced all of the stuff for yourself. Just your tip to new mums. Your boy's almost 3 months old.
Relax, be relaxed. If you start panicking, you're not thinking straight, it rubs off on the baby. That's what I would say.
I would kind of concur. You have to be as relaxed as possible. You know, a lot of the time you're seeing that your baby's distressed, but it's important to be that sense of calm. He's looking at you the whole time. So it seems to be working quite well. I mean, our child is an absolute treasure, and he's really very, very good. For being first-time parents, you know, I wouldn't say that we're over-experienced
Wait
just yet.
till he turns 1, is what I'm saying. Wait till he turns 1. Fun and games yet to come. Well, let's go to some tips from our Facebook. My man Zakira says, to put my babies to sleep, I feed, burp, and then I play soothing classical music from a CD. It works like a charm. That's another great one, eh, Sister Lillian?
Yes, absolutely. Feeding is not just about getting food into them. It's also an emotional experience. Don't we women know that?
Food, yes. Food, yes, and chocolate. But don't give your baby chocolate just
No,
yet.
please.
But we say thank you to Mark and Melissa for joining us and sharing that wonderful discovery with us. And I'm sure many of our mums will try it out for themselves. We will be seeing Melissa on a little later on. She'll be doing some physical stuff with us. Mark, you can get back to work now. We know you have a job. Yes. We still want to hear your tips and advice. So please Facebook us or call us on 011 447 1742. Stay with us. After the break, we get great swimming pool safety tips from another one of our talented mums. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're with us on Great Expectations. This morning we are talking about what you, our viewers, do best. The holidays are creeping up and summer is upon us, if you haven't felt it. One of our mums is a swimming teacher and offered some tips on how to make sure we keep our little ones safe around the pool. Let's take a look at that.
Hey, my name's Jo, I'm Isabella's mum. Isabella's 16 months old. Absolutely love swimming with her. I'm also a swimming teacher by profession. If you're with your children by the pool, don't assume someone else is looking out for them. Make sure you know where they are at all times. I think home pools definitely should have a safety net and or a swimming fence. I think nets and covers come in so many different varieties and types, and a fence must be locked at all times as well, unless you have specifically unlocked it to go swimming with them. really important to know where the shallow end is, know where the deep end is, and explain to them, here's the steps, look, you can stand here, it's too deep on that side. Really just sort of explain the pool, maybe swim with them the first time, let them feel where the steps are, climb up the ladder. Maybe at home you've got steps, at the resort there's a ladder. And until they're 100% comfortable again, and I think don't leave them to swim without you around. Say bye, pool. Bye. Say let's take a chippy train, put them away.
So inviting, and there's nothing like cooling down in the swimming pool on a hot day with your little one. But swimming pool fun can turn into tragedy in a heartbeat. Sister Lillian is still in studio with us to give us some expert advice on poolside first aid. And Sister Lillian, it's fun, it's lovely, we love to have our kids in the pool with us, but worst case scenario, a child falls into the pool. How long does it take for that child to actually drown?
You know, 2 to 3 minutes and you may no longer have your child. Can take longer for the heartbeat to actually stop. So, you know, drowning and death might just be slightly different, but that's where you're on, 2 to 3 minutes.
Now, if we talk about a non-fatal drowning, we're talking about your child has fallen into the pool, you've managed to get them out, but it still might not be safe. I mean, we look at what damage can be caused by just that little incident.
Yes, I'm afraid it's serious. It's brain damage, you know, which has a lot of implications down the line. And also, if it didn't get to that extent, you might just sit with fear of water. Think of all those wonderful hours that you're going to lose in sunny South Africa, you know, where water is synonymous with holidays.
So what are, I mean, we've seen the basic tips there and what we should be doing. Mums are going to be going on holiday. Just drive it home for us, you know.
Yes.
What are the things we need to be doing with our kiddies?
Well, I think she said it very clearly, but it is so. If you're on duty looking after those children, and don't delegate that duty, be on duty. I always think it's a bit like when you're driving on and you're texting in the fast lane on the highway, you know, because you see people doing that and everyone believes that they're in control of the situation. You can't. You can't have cell phone conversations, be reading a book and keeping an eye on a small toddler. You simply can't. Be on duty. You can relax and have fun at the same time. Make them your priority.
Now, if you are going inside, say you're at a function, you need to go and do something, or you need to go to the bathroom, and I know it's obvious, we'll say like, but you know, mums forget, it's holiday time, you forget. What should you do? What are you doing at that? Do you leave your kid to be watched over by other mums? Do you take your kid out of the pool? What is the best, safest thing to do?
You know, if there's somebody you really trust and you've got a reciprocal arrangement.
And if dad is
yes,
around,
of course. And of course, if dad's there, then of course you can do something like that. But otherwise, there is no way around it. You take that little one out and you take them with you.
Okay, and then you promise them they're going to get back in the pool, or you'll have this tantrum all the time.
Well,
now, I once heard we could drown in a teaspoon of water. How true is that?
You know, people think that drowning means your body, any cavity,
inside a whole lot of water.
Yes, and it's not that way. When you fall into water and you start swallowing it or breathing it in, you get a reaction where your epiglottis starts closing. You might have some water in the lungs, but that's not really what is leading to the drowning. So it's not water.
So you can drown in an inch. I mean, we've got a bucket here. Show us what an inch of water is. You know, that's what could harm your baby.
We see the difference here, and it's but we're really talking babies and toddlers there, who it's not because they're submerged in water. If they were to fall in it and their nose and their mouth were covered, and because they are top heavy, you know, baby's head, in fact up to about 7 years even, their head is heavier and out of proportion to the rest of their body if you compare them to adults or bigger children, and they cannot get themselves out.
Yes.
So
they don't have the response or the reaction time that we do.
No,
think about safety.
They don't. And they panic at that stage. So that's also going to make it difficult for them to get out. But talking about panicking, just remember that drowning accidents happen quietly. most of the time. Everyone thinks our children will draw their attention.
Exactly.
But that
There's not going to be a lot of
happen.
that thrashing around, and especially when there's a crowd.
That's often leading up to where they're no longer able and you think they're just having fun.
If you're able to, what is the first thing I should do when I pull my child out of that pool once they've fallen in?
Yeah, it's a very good idea just to turn them to the side in case there is any water to drain off, get them into that recovery position, but also check, are they breathing? Just lay them there for a little while and just see for chest movements, get close, see if you can feel the breath on your cheek, but call for help as well. It's not something that you're going to be managing on your own.
Because every second counts in a situation like
Absolutely. So unless you've done classes and know what to do.
Yes, so mums, it's obvious things that we need to keep in mind, so don't forget them. Let's go to one of our Facebook mums, Rachel, and her tip. She says, an important tip that I have used, don't leave older siblings or older children to supervise younger ones around water. If something happens, they can't be held responsible. It will be your fault. They are not responsible enough when it comes to water safety. So that's, I think, obviously don't leave it to somebody else, like we said. Ishatem says, pool safety is of utmost importance. My son had a near drowning incident in 2010. Oh, that must have been scary. Please ensure there's a fence erected. Make sure your little one can swim. Enroll the child in a swim school and keep a close eye on them, as the experience can haunt them for a lifetime. Very, very, I think, wise words. And very quickly for us, Sister Lillian, in a few seconds, a lot of mums don't know when to send their children for swimming lessons. It's not so much about learning to swim, it's about safety. When do you start the safety lessons with your children?
Even that does not drown-proof them. There isn't something like drown-proofing. I would say probably not before 6 months. There's a lot of discussion around it, maybe after a year is better. But so long as you're there as their main safety and to teach them not to fear water, but respect it.
Okay, it's about how to respect water. Wonderful. Thank you, Sister Lillian. We will chat to you a little later on. More advice coming from our expert. Well, best to watch your little one like a hawk around water. And like we said, if you have to leave, take them with you. We're back after the break when we have some festive fun making edible holiday decor. And tell us what your hidden mummy talent or advice is. Facebook us or call us on 011 447 1742. We're waiting for your call. Well, hello again. Today on Great Expectations, we want to celebrate how fabulous you mums are and share some advice and tips with all of you. Festive decor can cost an arm and a leg. Believe me, I've been looking, but according to one of our mums, you can save and have fun by making edible Christmas decorations with your little one. Joining us in studio is creative mum Done Paper. I've also asked my little princess Suriana to join me today. Yes, she does exist. I haven't been lying to you all these years. And we are going to make some lovely edible decor. Done, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
So let's get started. We've got fruit rolls.
Yes.
So what are we doing with these?
Well, we're going to make little hanging decorations for the tree out of fruit rolls. Basically, what you do is you get a normal cookie cutter and then you cut your shapes.
You're going to help us, my babe. Hey, you're going to help us, right?
It is quite hard, so you have to work it out from the bottom.
Yes, you can do it. Okay, what are we doing? Are we pressing hard? You've got to press hard. Did you have breakfast this morning? Okay, so you have to press hard and get that out. Well, I can't even get this out of the packet, but I'm watching you, so let's go there. All right, I've got it.
Okay, so basically you're going to work it out from the bottom.
Have you got it? Can I help you? Okay, let me help you there. I can help you with this one. So we're cutting this way.
Side.
The sharp side is what we're going to use. And these cookie cutters are quite economical to get. We get them in any store. You see, Mommy didn't have lunch today. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so you're
going to have to just pick that up for us and show us. We've got to do ours just a little bit harder. Ooh, Danae's a strong one. Danae's been working out. She's going to help us with that.
Okay, so you're going to do that.
You can tell this mom doesn't bake a lot of cookies. Okay.
No, I don't do baking.
You don't do baking. This mom here. All right, you've got your, while I get that out, you can show us your finished product. Okay. You can just lift that up so that our mums can have a look at that one.
So basically it's going to look like that, but you're going to do 2 of them.
Okay. And we're going to do 2 hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is sometimes easier.
And you've got some there as well that you can show us, all the different shapes. So if you want to hold those up as well for us, then that would be good. Ah, there you go.
It is sometimes easier to have the fruit roll a little bit warm.
I think so. Yeah. Okay, should we just play around with it a little bit? Do you just leave it out in the sun for a bit near the stove? There we go, my angel.
Yeah.
Now you want to push that little guy out. That looks like a gingerbread man, doesn't he? But it's a fruit man. Hey? Do you want to show everybody what you made? All right. So what are we using? This, of course, we're going to hang on the tree. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what have you used
if you want, you can hang one of those.
We're going to hang one. Can I put it on already?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have a question for you about these. You know the story with ants and flies in December.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? I mean, how do you stop them from attacking your tree?
I don't think that the ants will be able to climb up the tree.
You'd be amazed.
Yeah, no, but I could just put an ant trap nearby, maybe,
and
somewhere out of reach.
Obviously, you wouldn't do this too much in advance.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, my love. There we go. And there we have our little guy. Look what you made. Hey?
Isn't he pretty?
And those are the little sugary.
These are basically little sweets. You get them in belts, you know, at any candy shop, and then, you just separate them. They look like this.
Those look very nice.
Yeah.
Those are very tasty. Okay, how? Okay, tell us how, Donations. So how do we do this?
Okay. So you need to make another man there, Mum.
I need to make another. You're giving me the hard work. Giving me the, I'll do it out of mine. I'll do it out of the, what was this? Mango. I've got mango. All right. And they're nice because they come in very nice colors. They come in greens, and you get the guava, which is like sort of a pinky red. So
I find that the apricots, the peach, and the mango have a better consistency.
Another one
to work with.
You want to make
another one.
You want to do it. You want to make a star. Okay, let's make a star. You want to cut the star in the corner there. All right, and then we'll try and hang this somewhere. And then we can eat all of these a little later on as soon as we are done here. I'm going to try and place that there. So those are very nice, and of course you can, and it's safe because there's no chance of the kiddies getting cut or.
So if you do two of the same shape as well.
I'm just going to place that there. Okay, two of the same. I mean, this is a little Christmas tree, right? There's a lot of fruit rolls you're going to have to get through.
Yeah.
Mommy?
Yes, Mama.
But what's nice?
Okay, Mommy also can't find a little branch to hang this on. I'm going to hang it here.
All right.
There we go. And then we need some help here. So we've got the little stars. They're very pretty shapes. All right.
I can take that.
While we're busy trying to cut through this fruit roll, which actually, like Danae said, get it warmed up, so it's actually going to be a little bit easier. Help us with the popcorn. That's looking very yummy, and I know the crew is ready to tuck into that bowl. So let's make our decorations first.
Let's get rid of it quickly.
Okay. we'll try this after the show. Okay, my baby. All right. We'll put this aside. Now we're going to work with the popcorn.
Okay. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to take your little needle and thread.
I'm going to help you with this needle, okay?
What I have done is I've snipped off the end of the needle so it's not sharp.
Okay.
And just use a little thick needle for the little ones so that they don't.
Needle.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see hers is a lot
show
thicker.
us. Okay. Just show us the finished product first, so we know what it actually needs to look like.
This is basically what it looks like when you start.
Yeah,
you can make it as long as you'd like.
So much cheaper than tinsel.
It is, hey?
I know.
Obviously, you know, you're going to still have to keep an eye for the little ones because, you know, popcorn does pose as a choking hazard.
Okay, so not for under 3s.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're not going to do that.
Okay, so we're going to thread these through.
Yeah.
Are we going to thread them through? Okay, so I'm going to, I broke it. You can eat that one.
Try and go through the puffy part.
Okay, so you've got to do it very carefully. And this is quite a blunt needle. Okay, so you can try because you're not going to get poked, my love. Okay, careful. All right, while we're doing this, Danae, show us what you've done with the Fruit Loops. That's very interesting and it's lovely and colourful.
I've used Fruit Loops here. You can use OTs or anything.
Watch your fingers, Careful you don't poke yourself. Okay, my baby girl?
Yeah, don't poke yourself.
Don't poke yourself. I can't. Okay. This popcorn is very delicate.
Go through the...
Go through which side?
Not through the kernel. So you're going to go through
the kernel. Oh, you've got to go through like the spongy, squishy bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Then you won't break them.
There we go, sort of. Okay, and then we've got to get to our Fruit Loops.
Yes. Okay, Fruit Loops are very easy. What you're going to do is you're going to take your string.
Take your string, my babe.
Let's move that.
Right. What are these? These look like cereal.
And so marshmallows too.
Okay, so we're going to give you some of those and you can thread it. You can eat it. You can eat and thread at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful family activity. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to take an OT.
I'm going to hold this one up so we can see what we're hoping to get here. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And make lovely necklaces and bracelets as well. So lovely gifts for a little bit.
And I see there's marshmallows, which you can also probably do the threading thing with marshmallows as well, which is nice.
So what's your favorite? Which one do you think we should do at home for Christmas? What are we going to do? What's that? The Fruit Loops, the OTs. And what about this one? What about the colorful one? And the stars? And the little men? We're going to do those for Christmas. Okay, you're going to help me. Because you can see how useless Mummy is at this. Okay, so we're going to thread these through.
Yes, you're going to tie a knot on one of them, just so it holds.
So it doesn't fall out on the other side. Okay, I'll tie the knot on this end. Wow. And these are all things you can actually do for like under 20 bucks.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, hey?
Yeah, well, most parents will have this around their house, and you just use what you have, I suppose.
Just use what you have. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if it lasts past Christmas Day, then you have a little snacky afterwards as well.
Yeah.
So great. All right. Thank you so much, Danae.
It's a pleasure.
Wonderful. And of course, you don't have to go out and spend hundreds and hundreds on all those fancy things. You have them right in your home or down at the supermarket. We might not all be creative crafters, but with hints this good, there's no excuse not to turn your house into a festive feast this December. We are back after the break when one of our mums shows us how cling wrap can take you from flab to fab in just minutes. Yes, you heard it here. If you have a top tip to share, Facebook us or call us now on 011 447 1742. We'll be back. Welcome back. Today is all about you. We are talking about your top parenting tips today. We still have pregnancy and parenting expert Sister Lillian in studio. Joining us as well is Mum and Mama Magic Exhibition Director Progeny Patha. Now, we were blown away by all the excellent advice we received from you, and we love this piece particularly of advice on Facebook, and that's from Tisetso Masila. Now, Tisetso says, I had my baby through a C-section, and I know all mums who had one are struggling to snuggle into those tight-fitting dresses without having to deal with the sagging and protruding belly. That's why we suck it in. Every time I want to fit into my tight dresses perfectly, I just wrap my midsection, and hear this, with one layer of plastic cling wrap. It's comfy, expandable, allows room to breathe, and best of all, unlike those slimming belts, it is seamless, so no one can see you're wearing it. My friends always get amazed how I can look slim the one day and completely different the next day. Well, Tisetso lives in Bloemfontein and joins us on the line this morning. Hello, Tisetso.
Hello.
What a tip you have, and I think you've saved us all a lot of money for trying to get into those Christmas party dresses. How did you discover this? What made you resort to cling wrap?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
I know.
But a friend of mine was preparing for his wedding, and we were sitting around a braai, and I asked him, how are you going to get rid of the big belly?
Right.
How are you going to fit into your tux and not show your belly?
Uh-huh.
And he said, no, I'm going to wrap plastic wrap around my midsection.
Wow.
And I thought it was crazy then. But then secretively, I tried it, and it worked all the time.
So it's just one layer, you're saying. So one layer, one piece of cling wrap does the trick.
Yes, just one layer.
Wow, okay, that's a guy tip. So it was a guy who needed to fit into his tux. So it's something we can thank the dads for. Well, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So we tried to set this tip out for ourselves in the office, and we have the photo evidence to prove that it works. Let's take a look at those before and after pics.
Okay.
And there we go. Wow, look at that. I don't want to ask who that is in the office, but look at the difference. Wow, that is amazing to see. So, and you're still using that up until today, that tip, hey?
I still use it even today. The last time I wore it was on Sunday when I went to church.
Okay, but it's so hot. Does it not make you sweat?
No, it won't make you sweat if you make it really tight.
Okay, so you're going to need another pair of hands to help you wrap that around you. You can't just do it yourself.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay, well, wonderful. And I'm sure that tip is going to come in handy for thousands of mums over the holidays. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday, and thank you for that tip.
You too, thank you.
All right, then, Tisetso, so happy holidays to you, ladies. Not that either of you need it, but what an amazing thing, and so economical as well. Lots of economical things. Progeny, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and you're also an expert, not just, director of the Mama Magic Expo. You have kiddies, 2 kiddies of your own, am I right? 2 kiddies, yes. Any tips you have?
Well, the only way you can become an expert in this industry is by having them of your own. And look, my kids are 9 and 11, but I've learned so much through the years. And I know this is a busy time of the year. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And as mums, we're rushing to get to the end, and we're rushing to enjoy the holidays, and we're rushing to make Christmas as special as possible.
Yes.
Especially if you've just had a baby and it's your first Christmas.
We tend to overdo it then.
We do. We absolutely do. But there's just so many things that you can do to make Christmas special, Firstly, we end up with lots of toys that we don't want and we don't need as well. So my best tip to you, I think, would be if somebody's going to buy your child a Christmas present, I would say tell them what your child wants.
Yes. Tell granny and
Tell
grandpa
granny.
and yes.
Tell everybody, because it's going to make life so much easier for you. It prevents you from standing in those return queues during New Year's and in January. And you know, your children also get so much. So it also helps to hide some away, because through the year, I mean, we don't just give presents for Christmas, let's be honest.
Start shopping in like January.
Yes.
Or when the sales are on. Actually, that's a very good idea.
But at Christmas, I mean, everybody showers your children at Christmas besides Santa and yourself.
Yeah, yes, besides Santa.
And they can't open everything at one time. So what I did was they'd get really excited and they'd pile them up, and I'd put quite a few of them away, because there were certain ones that were the hits of the day. Yes. And they actually forgot about them.
And they get bored very quickly,
They do.
Kids. Yeah.
So as the year goes on and they do something good, it's a good deed, and they get a special effort at school, or they tidy up after themselves, you have something in the cupboard.
She's the expert. And it's not cheating. It's economical.
Absolutely.
Now tell us about the expo. We're going to be there. Lebo's going to be there. I'm going to be there from the 28th till the 1st of December.
Yep.
So what can we look forward to at the Mama Magic Expo this year?
You know, Yuveka, it just gets bigger and better every year. You know, when my kids were little, I thought I had seen it all. And just 2 years after that, you come back to the expo and you walk around, and it's completely astounding. But we have, mums and dads are very different today. We have a new parent out there. Yeah. They are information seekers, and they want to do it right, and they want to do it as perfectly as possible.
They all want to have that genius baby who's going to be,
Lil and I were talking about it earlier, you know. They think there's a formula to it and that it's all going to work out absolutely fine. But at each milestone through your pregnancy and when baby's born, there are different things that will come your way, different challenges, you know. And what we've done at the exhibition is that we've tried to secure a different range of products and services.
Affordable. I'm sure affordability plays a big part in all of it.
There's something for everybody. That's what's important about it. You know, you never have to compete with the Joneses. You can do what suits your family.
What suits your baby,
There's fantastic things, and mums want convenience as well. And we have our Product Innovation Awards at the show, where we showcase new products all the time. And we motivate our suppliers to bring out new products for this market, because South African mums and dads, they want the best things for
I heard that you're going to have something great this year. There's something like the spray-on bum cream, which dads are going to love. We know about dads are not wanting to get their hands dirty. So that's great. Yeah.
You know, from not getting your hands dirty to spray-on bum cream. We've got little hoops that attach to your pram so that your bottles don't go missing. Just about everything you can think of that you thought of and you thought, I wish somebody would bring that out for me, is there.
Wonderful.
You know?
Well, we've got some more tips from our mums at home. Serene says, weight loss for new mums, if you can breastfeed for a year. I saw it on myself. Baby helped me lose weight from a size 34 to a size 32, really, just by suckling him for a year. Now, you see, you make me really jealous when you say that. Sister Lillian, tried and tested that?
Oh, yes. That's a very good one. 34, I don't know how much you really needed to go down. But
I hope to be at 36 and stay there. Yeah. So, I mean, but also mum should not be starving herself in this time. You are breastfeeding.
Absolutely.
It's not about weight loss when you're still breastfeeding your child as well.
Never forget that it took 9 months to accumulate that weight.
Yes.
It takes a while for it to drop off. But apart from that, if you are eating healthily, and that's what mums must get it, it's not about adding all those comfort foods, and also go a little bit slow on dairy and grain products, because they usually have a lot of other things in them as well. And then it will come off.
So Progeny, before we say goodbye to you, we hate women like you because you're in fabulous shape. 2 children all these years later. How do you do it? Give us your secret. Come.
My first secret when I had that baby, breastfeeding.
Okay.
Absolutely. 20 kilos and 25 kilos for the second one. Well, breastfeeding was the best thing ever. And obviously, you know, as soon as possible, as soon as you can, to start eating a well-balanced diet. You know, getting onto a weight loss program where somebody's going to motivate you and inspire you. I tried way less. I mean, it was all about having the balance. I didn't want to deprive myself of anything.
And don't obsess about it. I find that also helps.
And don't obsess about it, you know. Try to get back into your routine, but include baby this time.
Yes, there's a lot you can do to include your baby as well.
Going for walks with baby in the pram. I mean, we can all do that, you know. Baby wants to crawl around on the floor. Yes, you can do some stomach crunches, you know.
And we spoke about getting into the pool with baby earlier as well. All of that helps, safely, of course.
Absolutely. And it's all always about having baby with you, and you can still do it.
it.
Because a lot of mums are anxious. Thank you so
Exactly.
much. I'm going to see you over the weekend at the
Yes,
Baby
looking
Expo.
forward
We're
to
going to have a
that.
big piece of cake when we're there at the Expo. Now, we all want to look our best as we hear, but it's not easy after having a baby, as we know. Stay tuned, because after the break, we get some more advice on how to tackle that tummy fat. Don't go anywhere, and remember to send us your advice on Facebook or simply call us on 011 447 1742. We'll be right back. Well, hello again. Our Facebook mums have shared some wonderful tips with us today, and it's only fair that we return the favor. Today's show wouldn't be complete without advice from one of our favorite fitness instructors, Steve Mululu, or Big Steve, as he's known in the exercising industry. He's going to tell us how mums, especially those who had cesareans, just like me, can get rid of that troublesome tummy fat for good, just like me. Welcome, Steve. I know you're waiting to torture us, but we still have with us pregnancy and parenting advisor, Sister Lillian, who's going to knock some sense into us as well about not being in a rush to do it all. Now, Steve is going to show us some exercises we can all do at home. We'll get to that a little bit in a few minutes, but I want to know from you, what is it? I mean, I know that you always say that sorting out that tummy starts in the kitchen and not at the gym.
My favorite saying always is, I say, diet is not a religion.
Yes.
It's a relationship. A relationship with your body.
Oh, your body, okay.
Yeah.
You can see where my mind goes.
Now, the minute we get that right, it becomes easier for us to use food and then throw in exercise to achieve what we want in terms of fat loss. Weight loss does not necessarily mean somebody is healthy, so we never focus on that at all. I mean, after a mother is given birth to a child, the minute the baby is out, you comfortably lose 5 kilos.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you've lost fat. So that has a lot of connotations when it comes to that. So when we come to this, we're not going to focus more on nutrition, which is a very big part of this.
Yes.
My focus now today will be how to get you back into shape after.
And it's what we can do at home.
After the C-cut, and most of the things that most people don't do. Majority of people will always ask me, how do you become an expert on cesareans? You've never had one. Yeah. And my answer to that mostly is, I'm the guy that always get dumped with these women that have been chopped to sort them out.
And you're dealing with the tears and the pain.
I have to deal with comfortably 10, 15 women that have had C-cuts on a daily basis. So you ask me, that in a way empowers me to be an expert when it comes to that field.
And I know you're the expert. I've seen the results of your work, but I'm still getting there. I want to just, a word of caution, of course, Sister Lillian, is I need to know from you, and our mums need to know, how soon after you've had a cesarean are you able to get up and go and see someone like Stephen and get exercising?
You shouldn't do an exercise program like that for 6 weeks. And then to first just get an all clear, because it depends on your healing. That doesn't mean you must be inactive and do nothing for 6 weeks. You can walk, moms. I need you to know that.
Take your kitty for a stroll.
Yes, that you can do. And even this thing about not driving, just because you're pumping your foot up and down a bit, but be careful, because
and you're lifting baby as well, so that's exercise as well a lot. Okay.
And how you do it is very important. And also never forget, all layers have been cut through. They've all got to knit back.
All right, so now you know, get your timing right. Now Steve is going to show us some exercises we can all do at home. We've got our mum's mum, Melissa Chase, who's back with us. She's changed into her exercise gear, and for the first time it's fitness enthusiast Taskeen Suleiman. She's joining us. Steve, on the floor, time for torture, everybody. Sister Lillian, you can join in if you want. I'm not sure how energetic you're feeling, but anyway.
Okay, I will start very easy by telling what we're going to do here. The minute you do a C-cut, the first thing they cut is your transverse abdominals right there.
Oh, I can feel the pain again
already. They cut
yes.
through all those layers, and the only thing that is holding you up is they use layers and layers of stitches to hold the muscle back. Now, the first thing that does, it cuts communication completely between your brain and that.
So we're not connected to this part of
our body. So one thing that you can start doing, as Sister Lillian says, after the doctors clear or depending, bodies vary. Some bodies heal quicker, some bodies heal slower. Okay. You have to try and bring in that connection, which is not a very physical thing. It's something you can do lying on your back.
Show us how we do it. So okay, who's getting on the floor? It's not me.
Okay, now you lie. You lie on your back.
And Sister Lillian will supervise on the other,
now this is what we call a pelvic tilt. Tilt. First thing I need you to do, you press your lower back into the floor, open your arms, and you bring one arm into that part of your lower arms. You rotate. All you're doing is lifting your tailbone up and down. Now you're going to have to feel that contraction.
So your bum is getting off the floor.
Yeah.
Your bum has got to get
All
off.
you're doing is tilting your pelvis.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see you working,
Exactly
Melissa. How's that feeling?
I can feel it's
Yeah.
working
So you
there
gotta-
by the scar.
You're going to have to keep this there to do that.
Is it sore?
No.
Not sore at all. Okay.
Okay, that's your exercise number one that you can comfortably do in the comfort of your own bed. You don't need a gym. You don't have to get up.
But you wouldn't do this on the bed. You would preferably do this on the floor, on a carpet.
It depends. If you tell me you don't have time, this is something you can always do before you get off the bed.
Okay,
Remember
so in your sleep you can do it with your eyes still closed. Isn't that amazing?
You can do it as many times as you can. The second exercise that we'll go into is planks on your knees.
Oh, planking, hey? We heard all about this lovely trend called planking. So now it's useful, hey?
Now this, most people, if you are a fit mom, you'll be in a rush to do it straight on your knees. But with that, the only side effect is if your wound is not healed enough, chances are you'll tear it. So I need you to be comfortable to protect it. On your knees, chances of you pulling it are very limited. Now the key thing here is you're going to have to bring your body slightly forward. I need your ass and the back of your head to be in one straight line. A big contraction of your ass and you forcing.
That would be your bum, lady.
Yeah.
That would be your bum that Steve is talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
A big contraction of your bum.
It's a family show, Steve. It's your bum.
Sorry. And this is your core. Now this works all this area. When we're talking about core, because you've been carrying that baby for the last 9 months, this whole area becomes very weak. So I don't want to focus only on the front. I want to focus.
So we stay like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
ladies.
just hold it there.
Lucky for you, we only have 15 seconds left
You
for
hold
this,
it
so you
there.
can only do it for 15 seconds
Start
longer.
with, depending on how fit you are, count of 10, 3 times a day. And remember, 99% of people that look you on a daily basis look at you from behind.
Count
so I need.
2, 1. All right, unfortunately. Now you can get up. You can get up. Shame. How are you feeling, Melissa? Fine. You're feeling fine. Wonderful.
Okay.
So you see, all of this you can do. And Steve, and lucky for you, that's all we have time. Steve, thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you.
And thank you, Sister Lillian. Ladies, please have a seat for us on the couch. You can rest, relax. We'll bring you some towels in a little while. And thank you, everybody, for your excellent, excellent advice. Keep an eye on our Facebook page for more how-to tips from mums everywhere, and let us know what works for you. We always want to hear from you. Remember, mums, it's the Mama Magic Expo at the Dome this week from Thursday, the 28th of November to Sunday, the 1st of December. Lebo will be there. I will be there as well. We are giving 25 lucky Johannesburg viewers the opportunity to win double tickets to this great expo. All you have to do is email your name, ID number and contact information to greatexpectations@etv.co.za. We have received 15 responses already, so the first 10 people to email us today will gain free access to this expo. Now join us tomorrow for another riveting episode of Joe Frost.
Jo catches up with families she's helped in the past.
So good.
To find out whether Madison slipped back to being a spoiled pageant princess with attitude.
Mummy, do it. Mummy, do it.
And if Paige is back to sleeping in her mum's bed.
Go to bed, Paige, now.
Oh dear. Well, goodbye. And remember, you are all great mummies. We're going to continue doing some exercise.